Hello and welcome back to yet another Kingdom Come episode. We are right here asking about Raniek and asking about Mikush.
Were you the ones who played dice with Raniek in Shitaki? Do you know anything about him?
You know Raniek? Then you must have a drink with us. A friend of Raniek.
I won't say no.
That's what I like to hear.
Luck will be on my side.
That really hit the spot. So what about Raniek? Do you know where he's gone?
We can take you to him right now.
Lead the way then.
Come on. Take care, sir.
Sure. Oh no, I know where this is going. That's that legendary quest where you dive into shit. Hold on, I actually want to save right here. That's gonna be quite funny.
Hey, do you want to see him or not?
I'm coming. What? Where is he? I don't get it. What happened to him?
We met this Raniek in Pshitoki. We even lent him money when he had nothing to play with. He swore he'd pay us back. Then we met here and played some more. Raniek kept losing, but he didn't know when to stop.
What did you do to him?
Nothing at all. That bastard brought it on himself. When it was clear he had no way to pay us back, we started watching him to make sure he couldn't run away. He started whining about having to go take a dump. But we didn't want to watch him shit himself, so we let him go and said we'd wait outside the shithouse. But the bastard got the idea to flee the other way.
You mean through...
Aye, by crawling through shit. But I reckon it was deeper than he thought. And he never came out.
Couldn't you just say it? Why all the song and dance?
So you don't think of running away? Your friend Raniek can't pay us now. But since you're here, you should pay what he owed us.
He was no friend of mine. I just needed to find him.
Then you're out of luck. Because we won't let you leave without paying. Either you give us your money, or you'll have to pull that poor wretch out. What do you choose?
I really had nothing to do with him. Hell, I don't even know what he looks like.
Well, he won't be much of a looker now. Why were you looking for him anyway?
Because he owed me too. And he evaded me. Several times, in fact. Until he finally found his end here.
Really? Why didn't you just say so?
I don't know you people. You could have warned him, and I'd have had to chase him halfway across the county again.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for lashing out at you like that. But you get it, right?
All's good. I'm also pissed off I won't get anything out of him anymore.
Well, he had a really nice bow, and we didn't find it anywhere, so he probably has it on him. If it's worth it to you, maybe you could sell it for a good price.
Greetings.
Greetings to you, friend.
Oh, so here's diving in shit.
Yeah. Yuck. Yeah. Oh, blessed Virgin. What's that lying there? Ugh, this is disgusting. Oh, good. That must be him. Oh, finally. What the fuck is swimming in here?
Ooh, that is a very nice bow. Well. Well, we found Ronick, so it's time to ask about that other guy. The innkeeper. Wherever he is. Baker. Baker, the bread maker.
All right, what was that?
Oh, it's just you.
So it's
Sakura! I hope nothing's... God bless you, sir.
I'm looking for one fella. He's named...
Mikush.
They say he wears a...
Ah, the Hatter. He's not from around here. He started showing up a few months ago. Just for a few days at a time. Sometimes he'd sleep here.
I hear he made his living as a tailor in the village.
I don't know anything about that. He never offered me his services.
I hear he enjoys a game of dice.
He does indeed. He plays a lot. I noticed that about him.
Is he any good?
You're asking too much of me, my good man. People are always playing dice here. Winning and losing. I can't keep up. Ask Chernik. He's the dice champ.
What's going on?
Nothing much. If you're looking for...
What's going on?
Nothing. If you're...
Yeah,
Wish you a
right.
blessed evening.
Have a blessed evening, my good sire. I hope I don't have to play dice with him for the
I'm
information.
looking for...
Mikush? Never heard of him.
I've been told he wears...
Fancy hat?
Exactly.
I've seen him around here. But I don't see why I should talk to a stranger about another stranger.
The innkeeper told me that you definitely played with Mikush.
Aye. I do like a good game of dice. But I'm not telling you anything else about him.
Why's that?
Because I don't know you. Like me mom. Come on, let's roll.
I'm Henry.
Greetings,
Now that we know each other,
nice try.
are you trying to get some...
I won't turn down some
Eh, I could just persuade him, but... Well, we can just persuade him and we can play some dice later on.
His wife and daughter. They're worried about him. They're refugees from Messeles, living in a hut in the woods. They've lost everything, now even their provider. Can you live with that on your conscience?
Look, I wouldn't wish ill on anyone. And all right, I do know a bit about him.
Tell me then.
I've known Mikush since the first moment he showed up here to play. Unsurprisingly, the bloke looked like he couldn't count to 5. I thought I'd found an easy mark. But man, was I wrong. He's a great player. And that kind of praise means something coming from me. He knows when to bet everything on the final roll.
So he won a lot?
Aye, for a while. Until his luck ran out. Then he started borrowing. One time he got so desperate, and maybe had a few too many beers, he started going on saying he'd surely pay back any...
Did anyone lend him anything?
Aye, and Mikush won everything back.
And did he pay back the money he borrowed?
Of course, every last groschen. He was laughing the whole time, too.
What about that buried fortune?
The next day, he claimed he made it all up, saying he just...
Did anyone seem particularly interested in his fortune? Someone who'd want it for himself?
Everyone was interested in it. Besides, that village is burned to the ground and full of rabble. That rhymes!
When did you last see him?
A few days ago, he was playing against that hired hand, Drat. Drat lost and didn't have it. They left together, and Mikush hasn't shown up since. That Drat bloke's an odd...
What do you mean, odd?
I've heard he's been dealing with some bandits. But be careful.
Where can I find...
Somewhere in the village. I reckon he'll be at the farm. Because he's a big fella and looks strong, they made him into something like the village catchpole. But to tell you the truth, he's less a catchpole and more just a regular
Where can I find...
I already told...
I'll go have a talk...
Don't men... Farewell,
Alright.
sir.
You're a drat.
Aye, that's me.
Can I ask you something?
Ask away. But do it fast, I don't have all day.
Are there any refugees?
No. They say if anyone survived it,
Do you know a fella by the name...
I don't know any...
Ah, knock it off. I hear you left...
Oh yeah, that fella. We were...
You certainly know something about Mikush's disappearance.
Should I?
Mikush has a family waiting for him.
What's that got to do with me?
I don't believe in coincidences. Mikush was last seen with you. So that means...
Means what?
It means you should stop dragging it out. What did you do to that poor man?
Me? Nothing, I swear.
So who then?
It's not my fault. It was Hanka.
Who's this Hanka woman?
Hanka's not a woman, but a man. We've known each other for years. He was a hired hand in Messalus. Certainly no. Not long ago, he came to see me. Said he was the only survivor from the entire village, but I know that wasn't true.
Because you met Mikush.
I thought he'd be quite happy that someone else got away, but he was actually quite upset about it.
What do you mean, upset?
Well, you could see it on him, all nervous like. Seemed to me like it was rubbing him up the wrong way. That Mikush, of all people, survived.
And did you tell him about the buried fortune Mikush talked about in the tavern?
I don't know.
Ah, rubbish. Why would you keep something like that to yourself? It was the talk of the village, and all of a sudden a fella shows up here that knows Mikush. I don't think he even had to talk you into it. Admit it. You told him about it.
Fine, I told him about it. Of course, Hanka wasn't really interested. He was certain Mikush wasn't kidding about burying that fortune there. Then he said he'd like to talk to Mikush and whether I could set up a meeting.
Well, thanks to you, he knew Mikush frequents the tavern. So why didn't he go and find him? To talk with him?
I don't know.
Damn it! Come clean. You must have asked him the very same question. So you know the real reason. Admit it.
Hanka told me he'd joined up with some bandits, so he didn't want to show his face in the taverns. It wasn't so long ago they robbed a merchant here. I reckon he was afraid someone might recognize him.
So he wanted to rob Mikush?
I really have no idea. Hanka didn't tell me. I just wanted to help out an old friend. I didn't know what he was up to. What the hell do I care about some strange fellow with a funny hat, damn it? Hanka told me to take Mikush outside the village and then he'd meet him there. But he said Mikush couldn't know about him, and he left figuring out how to do that up to me. So I played dice with Mikush. He's damn good, so I had no problem losing a few games. In no time at all, I owed him quite a few groschen. I told him I could pay my debt immediately, but he'd have to come with me to my hiding place. He didn't blink an eye. He's damn trusting, given how things are today. I took him a little way outside the village, told him I was going to take a piss, and then took off. And that's all. I don't know anything else.
Where did you take him?
Here, just outside.
Are you trying to lie? Hanka joined up with some bandits. Unless you want to piss me off.
All right, fine. It was a bit further.
Where were you supposed to...
A crossroads by the forest, on the way to Missalus. Actually, almost right by Missalus. A little beyond the woodsman's camp. Just go straight. 2 roads intersect there. It's the only...
What happened at the crossroads?
Well, as I was saying, then Hanka jumped out of the woods with some bandits. They grabbed him. He began...
And what did you do?
I didn't wait to find out what would happen.
What did Hanka promise?
Nothing.
Are you trying to lie?
All right. He said he'd give me part of the buried inheritance.
So Hanka wanted to get his hands on that
I reckon so.
It's no wonder. When you're as poor as a church mouse. But if he did anything to Mikush...
Hey, don't drag me into this.
How long have you known Hanka?
We go back a long way. As youngsters, we'd beat the shit out of each other in the Messalus. As it often goes, we ended up becoming friends. I haven't seen him since I've been working as a catchpole.
Well, if you were such good friends, You must know more than you're telling me.
Maybe.
Every detail.
Hanker always had one big problem. He's always said it's because he's not rich. As if a hired hand can't shag.
Get to the point.
Last year, his cousin danced with him at a feast. He was like, he wouldn't stop talking about her. Vendula this, Vendula that. As if he was in love with her. And then he never mentioned her.
Where might Hank have been?
I only know what he told me. That he ran off, and that's where he joined up with those bandits. He bragged.
I'm not wasting any. And your response, you sold out an innocent.
I'm truly.
Being sorry won't help. You're a snake in the grass.
Please, don't tell anyone.
All right. I won't tell anyone.
Thank you. I'll never do anything like that.
Enough already.
Alright. Vendula does kind of make a light bulb go off. Wasn't that the daughter or the wife of like that guy? It would kind of seem like it. I mean, it's along the way anyway, so we might as well check it out. That was quite a lot of dialogue, though. I'm kind of surprised how involved these quests are.
Quick!
Like, that's some basic as side quest that you can totally miss, honestly, if you just don't happen to stumble across the abandoned lodge in the woods. And there's so much story. I mean, that just playing the side quest is kind of the reward for them, because you honestly, more often than not, don't get any half-decent rewards out of them. But I suppose that's alright. Because, well, it's up to you. You might as well not do them if you're only motivated by the rewards you might get out of them. I feel like that was his daughter. I guess we're about to find out. She had a funny name, so that's how I remember.
2 or 3 beers and he's out.
Oh yeah.
I still haven't found.
I know you will. Farewell, my friend.
I am so surprised I cannot, like, take her with me. I thought I'm gonna be able to, like, mention all that. To be like, yo, Vendula, pull up. We've gotta find your dad. Or something like that, but no well. It was along the way anyway, so it's not like we lost some meaningful time.
Go!
Alright. And what do I need to find now? I need to go towards Messalis, right? So I would need to go up this road, I suppose. The handling of the horse is a little weird right now. There was a weird micro patch happening today. To the patch 1.1.2. But there were no patch notes, so I didn't know. So did anything at all happen here? Oh, there's blood.
Whoa!
So we found what we wanted. Yeah, that's blood, alright. And that's the funny hat.
That must be Mikush's hat. It looks like it fell off when they dragged him into the woods. I have to find out which way they took him.
Well, that's more blood. So did they keep going this way? I'm kind of lost. Can I let Matt rock? Oh yeah, good. Oh yeah, it was the right. Oh yeah, I didn't see that. It looks like he shit his pants. So that's funny. I wonder if that was supposed to be a blood texture or whether it's just mud or dirt. Is that like a camp over there? That's more blood, so... Yeah, these are like tents, right? Yeah. We can save here, I guess.
Hey, get out of here before I slice you to ribbons. Everyone get out! Right! I tried the easy way. Now it's time for the hard way.
Really hard indeed. So where the fuck are the others? That's food? Jeez, that's weird. I'm not gonna fuck you, you idiot. Ain't really nothing half decent in here. Did you have anything good, mister? No, not really.
Christ. Let's have a look then. The burns look ugly, but something tells me they aren't the main problem. The stab wounds are worse. They're red at the edges and are hot to the I think this wound is infected. At the very least, clean and bandaged. Maybe a potion with something healing that works fast. Maybe some herbs with medicinal ones. If I place them on his wounds and dress, I'll come back to him. He won't last much.
Alright. So we need to find some marigolds or something. I don't know if this don't. Is that a medicinal? Materials. Okay, so I guess that is a healing herb. Sure, I guess.
I think I know. I hope I can act. What are we gonna do? I should clean.
Alright.
Just have to hold. I ought to put. I have just. I hope it'll help you. I'll give you a.
I should have a strong marigold.
This one should drink up. I should ban. I'll just wrap. There we are.
Oh no, I should have cleaned the wound first. Hold on, I think I'm gonna load.
I'll be back.
Because I need to clean the wound. Alright, we're back. I found some schnapps laying on the ground.
This'll stay. The wound is clean. I ought to put. I have just. Right. I'll give you a.
Marigold.
This one should do. Drink up. I should ban. I'll just wrap. There we are. I'll pray for you. How does it go? All praise and glory is yours, Lord our God. for you have called us to serve you in love. Bless Mikush, so that he may bear this illness in union with your son's obedient suffering. Restore him to health, and lead him to glory. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. That's all. I'm sure he'll pull through.
Good. If you're sure, then I'm sure as well.
Mikush? Henry, what happened here?
I buried inheritance. I told Hanka that the only person who knows where our inheritance is buried is Svatava. And then he burned me. So much pain. I told him where he could find her. He took his men and headed out for her. To the hut. Hurry! Their lives!
No fuck. I see. That's pretty bad then. So that's why there was only one Bundy day.
It's not my fault.
Let her go immediately.
Take another step, and I'll slit her throat.
Don't do it. Do you hear me? You'll be sorry.
Someone else is going to be sorry here.
For God's sake, talk to me.
Why are you sticking your nose into this?
Calm down, Hanka. Let's talk this over. We can find a reasonable solution here. Give it time. You can't deal with everything in such a hurry.
Well, I'm listening, but spit it out fast.
You better let her go, or you'll be in so much pain you'll wish you were in hell. You've stooped so low as to hurt an old tailor and two poor women. Well, I'm in a different league. So, want to try your luck?
All right. Calm down.
Praise be to God.
Look, I know it doesn't look good, but I was in the right. The money they hid, it belongs to me. It's my inheritance.
I don't understand. You'll have to explain it to me.
My grandfather, Old Svotosh, was rich. He worked the fields all around Messeris. He built a beautiful house. He had many children, but only 2 daughters made it into adulthood. Svatova and my mother, Ludmila. When he was dying, he fucked my mother over and gave the house and all his money to Svatova and that tailor of hers.
It was his property. He had the right to decide who would inherit it.
He had no fucking right. Svatosh hated my father. He was just your average poor commoner, but that wasn't good enough for his high and mighty self. Svatova and Mikush got married off in Kutenberg at the Church of St. Peter and Pavel. But did they invite my parents? I was still little, but I remember he treated us like dirt. And not just him. We barely had any proper food to eat. Pa had to go work in the mines at Horsham for a few groschen. He ended up trapped under rubble there. He died a cripple. After that, no one even moved a finger to help us. Not Svatova, not Mikush, no one.
You're damn lucky I came in time to help, Mikush. Things might have ended up much worse.
I only wanted justice. Nothing more.
Drat told me you were attracted to Vendula.
That's not true.
Don't lie. I hear she danced with you, and you were over the moon.
I wasn't. I just... Not so many girls dance with me.
Because you're just a hired hand?
Well, she's my cousin. So I wasn't head over heels for her or anything. No way. I mean, who want me anyway?
I get it. You're alone and desperate. It's sad not to have someone by your side.
You're right.
But believe me, there is someone out there for everyone. It's God's will.
You think so?
Certainly. Try and pray more. And visit the baths. That's important.
I wish I heard that earlier.
But it's never too late to change, believe me. Look at me. I'm just an ordinary village boy.
You might be right.
If you felt aggrieved, you should have found another way. Violence solves nothing.
That's the first time I've heard that. You don't exactly look like the type of man that would avoid, say, or am I wrong?
I need to have a good reason to get violent.
Are you saying I didn't have a good reason?
Tell me one thing.
Dumb fucking luck, that band of despicable cutthroats. Once tried to defend ourselves, but everyone but me fell. But it was too late. Everything.
No matter what you've done, I know well what you went. Your family?
No one survived. No one was expecting it. The captain got his eye on my brother, who worked with me in the court. I ran out to the fields for Ma, but I lost everyone. But Svatova and Mikush didn't.
I'm sorry, but you're How did you join up with the bandits?
My first night out, I slept under a tree. Well, it was that gang. Captain Loiser was their leader, a big fella. So, I beat him.
And what about Loiser?
They buried him in a glade.
I reckon that was no great loss.
I don't know. We did.
In any case, you should apologize.
I won't apologize to anyone. They had a guilty conscience because of what they did to me. If they shared just a bit of their wealth, nothing would have happened to them. But they didn't. They fucked up my life. I'm poor and alone.
Enough talk.
Be reasonable. No one died in the end.
I said enough talk. I know how to end this whole unfortunate situation. Take what I said about rectification to heart and leave here in peace.
Very well. I was getting sick of the bandit life anyway. You'll never see me around these parts again. I swear. Farewell.
Hey, Hanka! Where's he going? I have no idea. That fella told him to leave. I don't get it. Hey, Hanka! Hanka! Talk to us! Hanka, wait!
Bro just got up and fucked off. Are you going to?
Don't worry. He'll handle it.
You both alright?
My sweet Vendula. Did he hurt you?
I'm all right, Ma.
Thank God. Thanks for the rescue, Henry. And what about my husband? Did you find him?
I did. Hanka was keeping him in his camp. He was nearly a goner. I managed to treat his wounds.
His wounds? My...
They didn't treat him nicely, that's for sure. But he'll tell you...
Hanka, that bastard.
It's not important.
Well, if you... And I thought seeing my own home burned to the ground was the worst thing.
We've gone through a lot, Ma. We have to leave this place.
Wait. Did you hear something?
I don't hear anything.
There! Again! Jesus! It's those bandits!
Ma, take it easy.
Henry!
What?
Oh, it's not the bandits. Look who's come home.
Mikush!
Pa!
You made it here quickly.
I came as fast as I could. I nearly gave up the ghost. I was so worried about the two of you.
I'm so glad you survived. That horrible hunker tried to kill us.
I know. All because of the inheritance. He went absolutely mad.
If it weren't for Henry, he'd have killed Vendula. And then me.
That lunatic. Who would have guessed that about him? He used to be a good lad.
After all that, Henry let that good lad go.
How the fuck do you know that?
Well, let's hope he never shows up here again. I'm awfully knackered. I need to lie down for a bit. Will you help me?
Of course, Pa. Come and rest inside.
I reckon you're hungry too. Vendula, give him some gruel. It should still be warm.
All right. Come on, Pa. Carefully.
And the two of us should have a word.
Yes.
What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to thank you for everything. You saved our entire family.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
As you might have figured out, everything that happened was all because of our inheritance, which I hid from the soldiers in Messalis. I understand you've done everything you can for us, but I wanted to ask if you could go and get it for us. You're a strong, capable man, and you don't...
All right, I'll look for it.
Listen, I'll tell you everything. Our house is the third one on the right when you follow the main road towards Visoka. Anyone entering the village must have been about 2 days before the tragedy. The neighbor boy ran over and started yelling about how something was coming, that he'd heard it from the patrol on the road. No one believed him, not even his pa. After all, why was that night, though? I had a strange dream. I tried to put out so I decided to hide all our valuables. Only I couldn't. I put all of it in a chest, loaded it onto a handcart.
Why didn't you run?
The neighbor lad wasn't exactly trustworthy. You know the tale about the boy who cried wolf?
But not a wolf.
Not even. When night fell, I snuck out the back of our house with a handcart. Mikush was supposed to fix that hole a long time ago. But as good as he is with a needle and thread, well, when it comes to other work, first, I headed right. Then I turned left, up the path. I had to stop there, because the neighbor, fortunately, he didn't see me. So I kept going past. Once I was safely out of the village, a dog started. Instead of turning right down the path, I went straight into the field there. That handcart across the field, making it to the woods. But the wheel got stuck. I lit a lantern and dug a pit. When I was done, I could barely walk straight. The sun was... I hope those directions are good enough.
That's all I need. What's the story with your...
My father, old man Svatos, was quite wealthy. At least compared to the rest of the... He had 9 children, but only me and my younger sister Ludmilla made it into adulthood. He wanted to be sure, because with Ludmilla, he...
Why did your father...
She was... quite flighty. She liked to have a good time. Then, she brought this hired hand home. Fanos. Well, Svatos threw her out of the house without a second thought.
Why didn't you help? Hanka said you didn't care about them. That you left them...
That's not true. I offered to help. She was mad. Sometimes, something came over, and it got worse and worse. It seemed...
How did Svatos...
He was a good farmer when he was young, but it's no coincidence he ended up in Messalis. Sometimes you've just...
What did he do?
What do you think? I took care of it the way Pa wanted, so our Vendula would have a good life. At least someone as good.
What are you gonna do?
I hope that inheritance. I hope our suffering ends soon.
I'm going for the...
I'm sure it is. Me, Vendula, and me.
Right. Let's go and look for it then. Alrighty, and welcome back. We made it just about to my souls. I also went to sleep, just so you can have a more pleasant viewing experience, so that it's not so dark. Chill out, horse.
This is where Mikush's family lived. It's a pretty big house for 3 people. I reckon they had a lot to be jealous of. I wonder what happened to the neighbour's boy. Maybe he managed to escape with his life too. Maybe.
She said she went into the field, right? Well, the fields are over here, but...
Oh, a stench of fire. No. I don't want to be reminded of that day. Ah, this is where Svatova took the handcart onto the meadow. The inheritance can't be far.
True enough. Oh, there it is. You want it precisely on the map? That's honestly not worth that much. I kinda expected more, but sure. Well then, I'll just return back to them and I'll catch you when we're there. It's just a bunch of riding back and forth after all. Well then, we are back. Let's see how it goes.
I was in Messeles and followed you.
And?
The chest was buried by the forest, exactly where you said. Next to the handcart.
My God! Thank you for everything. Vendula! Mikush! Henry has returned, and he found our inheritance.
Finally! Some good news.
Don't keep us waiting, Henry. Let's see what you have for us.
Imagine keeping everything.
Here's everything I found.
Fabric, Roshan, and our ancestor? Nothing's missing.
This fabric's as good as new. Think of all the money this will make.
Finally, fortune smiled upon us.
It surely has. I told you that once our ancestor comes back to us, everything will be like it once was. Thank you, Henry. Here's something for your efforts. If
80
you ever feel
groschen.
like learning something new, Mikush here would be glad to teach you.
So he teach me to play
60
dice, eh?
groschen.
Can't learn dice.
Uh,
You have to have it in your blood.
That's not what I meant. He's a tailor by trade, so he can show you how to mend your clothes.
I reckon I could. Stop by, Henry. I'll find time for you.
God bless.
Well, that was underwhelming, but it is what it is, right? But that will be it for this episode, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.